What's good, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Livewire Sports Media, and it's your Saturday Vibe edition. So, when they say if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen, yeah, it holds bold and true. Because the fact of the matter is that the president of the Indiana Fever basketball, Kelly Crisscross, has deleted her social accounts. Yeah, not one, but two, maybe three. We know her Instagram and her Twitter account has been deactivated, and I guess too rightfully so because fans have shown their displeasure of this Fever basketball team. The off-season moves didn't pan out. The Warner Bonner set out games, collected paycheck, and was able to go and sign with the Phoenix Mercury. Then you didn't even add the right free agents to this team to surround Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell. All of this talking off season that we was going to build around the big three. Well, they built around something, but it wasn't the big three. I said this before. Sophie Killingham and I think Ari McDonald was the best two pickups that they could have. Ari coming off a hardship contract, Sophie through trade. Then you drafted three players. One has the biggest potential, but the other two pickups you didn't add. We wanted you to draft a point guard. You didn't draft a point guard. You needed a big. You didn't go out and get a big. You needed more defensive stoppage, more shooting to add to the bench, but you didn't at all. You didn't make the right type of free agent moves. There were so many overseas players that you could have get, but you didn't. You kind of just sat pat, had these bad contracts, didn't make the right trades, didn't go out and get players that you needed. You allow other teams to pick up players. You didn't keep players that you should have kept on the team that could have helped Caitlin Clark in the second season. You let Tammy go. You could have kept her. You got rid of Grace Berger. You could have kept her. There, you got rid of pretty much the whole team because you felt some type of way. And I said this. I think when I think what Kelly thought she was going to do, what she did in Indiana with the Pacers, she was going to come over here, take over this team, do it her way because she was in charge. But she had help in Indiana with the Pacers to help build that team. She didn't single-handedly build that. She had help. Now she was in the control of another of the Fever franchise, her and Amber Cox, and they have did a piss poor job. But then we on X, we keep tagging them, we keep telling them certain stuff, and we got tired of it. We got tired of sitting back waiting for this organization to do things. Caitlin Clark's been injured most of the season. They didn't pick up people. There's players that's being cut, have been waived, and she hasn't picked up the phone or do whatever. Heck, my thing is hell, why hire Amber Cox when she pretty much helped put this roster together and she don't even know what she's doing? You might as well have Catelyn Dunn for that matter. Bad decisions after bad decisions that this team continues to make. And then you have a coach who's stubborn as hell, who don't know how to utilize the best superstar in the league. She rather risk her reputation on the line for being stubborn than just say, hey, you know what? I want to allow this player to be who she is. But she says all the right things in the media, but executed in the game, nah, it doesn't happen. Now, I have a clip for y'all about Kelly what she thinks of Caitlyn and Aaliyah Boston. It might surprise you, but it didn't surprise me at all. Take a listen.
That we want to sustain the growth and the interest level in the franchise. I mean, this is about the Indiana Fever. Yes, we have a foundational player in Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston, and we're going to continue to add to that. But I want this team to be the leader in the country, and a brand, an enduring brand, like Apple or something. I mean, we have a real opportunity here.
She thinks she worked for. She thinks she works for Apple. She thinks she's building Apple. She thinks she's building a brand in the Indiana Fever. Well, newsflash, Kelly. Where was the Indiana Fever after they won their last title, their first and only title? Where was they? Non-existent. Then you reference Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston as side pieces. You pretty much say, well, we have a foundation piece in Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston. You didn't say we had generation of players as with Caitlin Clark and Leah Boston to build around. You didn't say that at all. You just reference them as side pieces that we have foundations with them. So you want to continue, but you want to separate them from the fact of how you want to build and envision the Indiana Fever. Well, guess what? You can't do that without them too. You can't do that without Caitlin Clark. As Caitlin Clark has showed you time and time again from last year to this year, y'all wouldn't be nothing without her. You had Aaliyah Boston, but y'all still was in the bottom of the barrel. You had Kelsey Mitchell, who's been there 7 years prior to this season, been the bottom of the barrel. You didn't even sniff the playoffs. You wasn't even getting great attendance. You probably wasn't even cracking 5,000 in the stand. You wasn't even playing in the game bridge. You was playing outside of Gage. So you think that you want to sustain the Indiana Fever brand by excluding Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston? Come on, you got to be smarter than that. But then again, what you have shown us, you and Amber Cox, you're not too smart. You're not too bright. Because the fact of the matter is that without Caitlin Clark, this franchise is doomed. This franchise will go in the bottom of the barrel. And guess what? There is no other franchise player that's going to come out of college that's going to you going to put in that spot. Because guess what? Juju ain't coming there. She's going to another franchise. There ain't no more Paige. Paige already in Dallas. So who you going to build your franchise around? All the old heads in there is about to be non-existent in the league because the young talent is about to take over. So all your success, what made you come back, it wasn't because you want to see the Indiana Fever on top of the world. You wanted to help. You wanted to capitalize just like everybody else on the Caitlin Clark effect. And y'all continue to mismanage the talent that you have because you don't know how to build a team around her. All this talking the off season about the big three. We want to build around the big three. We want to bring veteran leadership around the big three. But guess what? Your veteran leadership stinks. DeWanna Bonner exited. Natasha Howard selfish. She's a cancer. She even got Kelsey Mitchell walking and talking a different way. When this team was the team last year, even though Lynn Dunn and Christy Size was with this team, the team was fun still to watch. Did made the playoffs. But then here you come. Back to the fold. Welcome back, Kelly Krauskopf. Next thing you know, you move Lynn Dunn to advisory role. Nobody had heard and seen much of Lynn Dunn this season. Then you bring in Amber Cox, who was the general manager over there with the Dallas Wings, and you saw what a disaster that franchise was. Because you had Natasha Howard over there. You had Arike Umawali over there. You had Satu Sabli over there. And I did like the coach that's over there. She did her darndest. But guess what? Kelly hired Amber, brought Amber over here. She brought Natasha over here. I was never on the board for Natasha Howard. I always thought Natasha Howard was slow and broken. I saw her play last year. She wasn't good. We all thought that we was going to get Satu Sabli. Well, that didn't happen. We all thought we was going to get a Janelle Salon. That didn't happen. A lot of us thought we was going to get Elena Deladon for the last run. That didn't happen. There were so many players that we could have get for this team that could have helped this team in so much different ways. But this is what happened. Then you brought back Stephanie White. And guess what happened? So, again, if you can't take the heat, get out the kitchen. Because if you don't know how to build a franchise and you don't know how to build a team and you talk all this talk about bringing championship back to the team, we're going to win titles and all of that. Well, guess what? Don't duck the smoke. Don't duck the smoke. You made your bed, Kelly. You should lie in it. Don't run with your tail between your legs, hiding because you can't take the heat. Because people calling out on your bull. The attendance record speaks for itself. The merchandise sales speak for itself. The ticket sales speak for itself. The revenue from TV media rights speak for themselves. The new collective bargain agreement in place speaks for itself. It's all because of Caitlin Clark. This franchise would have been nowhere without Caitlin Clark being there. Because guess what? If Caitlin Clark got it drafted to any team or she got picked up on any team, guess what? That team would have the same success rate than the Indiana Fever. You know why? Because she's 101. And y'all don't act like she's 101. Y'all act like she's just a role player. You act like she's just any other player. Like I said, you treat her and Aaliyah Boston as side pieces. It's like you go get a meal at the store and they ask you, what size do you want? Well, I take a side of Caitlin Clark. I take a side of Aaliyah Boston. And for dessert, I get a Kelsey Mitchell. That's how the Indiana Fever front office thinks of them. They don't value them because you could be on the verge of losing Kelsey at the end of the season. I don't expect her to come back. You on the verge of losing one of your young talents in Lexi Hall. Then you have to revamp this whole team over again, and we have to go through the same nonsense again. If you're going to retain anything or make value with them, you need to change. The only way this is going to save value with this franchise has to go all the way to the end, to the championship. Win, lose, or draw. You have to go all the way to the finals. Anything less than this is going to be a disappointment. And Kelly, let me explain something to you. If you think, if you think for 1 second this team does not make the playoff or make a push to the championship, you think deleting your social accounts is going to be enough to save you from the firestorm from the Fever fans? Well, I got another thing. I got another thing for you. There ain't gonna be nowhere you can run. It's not gonna be nowhere you can hide because you might have to move to another country. So let that sink in. Fever fans, leave your thoughts, comments, discussions in the comment section. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel, and even join the channel if you're not a member, because I do want to do members only live to get brainstorm with y'all. So I have 3 members right now. I'll need at least 7 more to make 10. So help out the channel, do what you do, like, comment, subscribe. This is your Saturday Vibe edition, Livewire Sports Media. You know what it is, because Kelly Crisscross, if you don't know, now you know.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire, it's all about sports and entertainment. You don't wanna miss it, so official like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court. You know that this is where it's at. Subscribe, no delaying. This is Live Wire, sports and entertainment. Let's go.